And we are talking hits with Brothers Osborne on the most impactful countdown in country music. Grammy Award-winning duo, Brothers Osborne.
I did bring my Grammy, though. It's just, yeah.
Do you travel with it?
Yeah, yeah. My people have it.
Yeah.
It's in my wallet.
Yeah, it's in my wallet.
Let me compliment you on how you are both, I feel, so authentic, especially on social media. You've mentioned down times in your life and how you've recovered and how after you won, I remember you said after an ACM award, you said after you get an award like this, you say to yourself, my God, is this it or am I going to get another one? And I think that really connects with people.
Thanks.
I think so many try to put on the highlight reel and you don't.
Yeah, thank you.
In fact, I mean, thanks for, I guess, saying that. It's inspiring, actually, to hear that, too, because I think that is just how we are. And I think that if there's anything lacking in social media, it is just like that realness. There's no one wants to, it's hard to go out there and say, well, I wasn't good today. Or,
right, I sucked today.
I sucked. And so, and the same thing, we go out, we do shows, you want to post like the crazy shows, like you're killing it. And the last tour we did, it was a very successful tour, but there was a couple dates that were like, wow, this was not what we wanted it to be. And of course we didn't post that. And I kind of like, what if we did, because there are so many artists that see us going out and having success, and it is really great. But there are some times where it's not as glamorous as it appears to be.
Wow.
like it sucks for us too. Like it's tough at times. And
social media in general is just this like facade. It's this like thin positive veneer on just a real life, and a real life is great and hard all at the same time. And when all you see is the highlight reels of people's lives, and you start comparing yourself because it's just for some reason natural for us to do that, it can be quite a downer. It can make you always, because you're comparing someone's highlight reels to your entire game, right? And I think for us just to be open and honest is to show the world that it's like, we're lucky, we get to play music, we have the best job ever, we're very aware of that, but our lives are we're just like anyone else.
It was one of the realest things I've heard anybody say, how you sort of translated those feelings. Mm-hmm. And I'd love to know, you win the Grammy, so what is that next day like when you are, at home in your bathroom and you're looking in the mirror and you're by yourself probably, there's not a whole bunch of crowds or anything around and you're like,
but
oh
I
my
hope
God.
not my bathroom, this is very common in most people's career, and it's also a really hard thing to speak about because it makes you kind of seem maybe potentially ungrateful. Typically, at least for us, and I've talked to many artists, and it's almost all the same. When you rise up to that level, you're like, wow, once you finally catch the thing you've been chasing your entire career, you don't feel any different. And when that happens, it's lovely. I mean, it's like, wow, this is so great, but also it really highlights the things in your life that had deficits because you thought this was all going to be filled up by all of these things. And when it isn't, it's like, well, what do I do now? I did all the things I thought I needed to do to fix my life, and you're the same person you were the week before. Now, I do try to think of it more. I think that's why even when we go to the Grammys and even if we don't win our category, it doesn't really hurt my feelings that much. Don't get me wrong, I want to win, and there's a part of me that's like, oh man, like God, it would have been so amazing to have won. However, I have put myself more in a mental place of like, and it sounds cheesy, but like we've already won, like we're already here. We have what we have.
Gratitude, right.
Have gratitude and also having enough, and it's really hard to get there. And it's not something I'm perfect. I mean, it's a practice. I mean, there's sometimes where I'm like, I want to curse everybody in Nashville, but I think trying to always remind myself that I have what I need.
To be content.
Yeah. I tell you, like the days like when now, like we, my wife and I had twins almost a year ago. So when you see.
This gets them really choked up. I
love my babies.
I have twins too.
Do you really? How old?
3-year-old.
Really? Yeah. Well, there'll be one. All right.
Good for you,
boys,
man.
girls, boy, girl?
2 boys.
Yeah, boy, girl. But the next day, life kind of happens, and you're like, nothing's changed. And I'll tell you what, the kids and dogs remind you of who you are. So like when you win an award and then you see your kids the next day, they're just like so pumped to see you. Had nothing to do with that. Or if you had the worst day of your life and you get home, they're just so pumped to see you.
They're gonna love you anyway.
Like, this is real life. Yeah. Like all this other stuff that we give so much weight. Yeah, it does try to kind of change the courses of our lives, but at the core of it, like kids and dogs are going to tell you really what it's all about. It's just being present, being with the ones you love, and there's nothing better than that.
They are Brothers Osborne, and Break Mine obviously is going to be out April 29th.
I couldn't even tell you.
April 29th.
I was like, sure.
Yeah. Would you
Okay.
would you tell me the story behind that single?
Made an album, and then every time we finish a record, all of our fans are always asking us for more music faster than we can get it to them. So this time we recorded it, held some songs back, and we're releasing that on an EP called Break Mine, and this will be the single off of that. And it's just a song about, however you want to give it to me, whether this is going to be a one-night thing or this is forever, it's fine. But if you just were looking for a heart to break, then you can break mine. It's a song just being like not taking it too serious and just
Break mine.
Kind of Exactly.
I volunteer.
A hopeless.
Yeah.
I love it.
I mean, the
I
ones
love
you
it.
love, though, those are the ones you love. Like, no matter what the outcome is, I want to be with
Let's
you.
do this. Yeah.
We're talking hits with Brothers Osborne on the most impactful countdown in country music.